Let's talk about the First Bulgarian Kingdom. When I was a child, we studied at school that Bulgarian Kingdom was formed by Han Asparuch in 681 year. We didn't talk much about the Thracians before that. It was like there were few Thracians over there, although we have cities in Bulgaria. If you go, you'll see Plovdiv is one of them. You can see the remains of these Thracian cities. So it's interesting how we didn't talk about Thracians a lot. So we started studying and talking about Bulgarian Kingdom from Hanasparuch. Later on, people started talking that in fact there was Bulgarian Kingdom before that, but higher in north in different place, and the king was Han Kubrat. So interesting how the history can change, or most likely our knowledge can change. Or if we go back to my previous video that still keeps high rating, many people watch about the communism time, we can say one of the things to be under this communist thing is to have your history changed. So there you go. We don't really know much about our history before that. We don't really know the truth about that. Only recently people started talking and saying there are facts, there are proofs and monuments left about the people living there, about these Bulgarians who lived there ages before that. And that because the communists, many materials and books and proofs were destroyed. Sadly, some people can change the history of whole nation. So I watched a video on YouTube, and it's in Bulgarian. I can post the link if you understand it. But there are certain scholars who are talking about this and working with scholars from other countries as well. So strangely enough, they say because we have these formations, so they have left them, like many of them, on Bulgarian land, and they formed different constellations like the pyramids in Egypt, who are in constellation of Orion. There is also that the people who lived at that time there, their rituals, beliefs, the way of making ornaments and building things, later on they can be seen in Egypt. So in Greek chronics, you can find written things about Bulgarians who could predict the lunar and solar eclipses. Also, they say that the Sveti Christophor, Saint Christophorus, I think in English, is drawn with a head of a wolf, which reminds of Anubis later on. Anubis, who lead the man to the world after death. The man who becomes Anubis so he can cross to that world. So Christophor is the one who accepts the God in himself, and only that way he can continue forward. Also, they say that only Bulgarians drew Christos Emmanuel with wings, who knew that Ra is the soul of the god. I can get a little bit confused because I'm just quoting things I've watched. And I know, by the way, you can see old icons in Bulgaria. and you can find stuff, and you see that stuff true. Another thing is that Bulgarians knew about the female beginning, about the harmony which spread its wings over the world. Or this is Isis or Isida. If you're interested, you can search and find more materials. I'll just post a link so you can try it and watch it, if you can understand Bulgarian. For me, it was interesting. It was honestly interesting because the idea was that people who lived there, where Bulgaria now is, people who used to live there, they migrated later on somewhere, and the way they used to live, their habits, the way they built things, they found in Egypt. Later on, they were going back. There were many theories about that. I read books ages ago. I can't find that book again and the author, but it was really interesting, and it was linked to Egypt as well. And it says that we have a tomb or something which has been opened during communist time, but it wasn't revealed what was inside. And I can't remember, there was something that it said it had to be open later on in a certain year because people were not ready for that. Maybe speculations, I don't know, we still don't know, and probably we won't know, who knows. Politics is not a good thing most of the time. So there you go, we have Bulgarian Kingdom, Han Kubrat, formed in North. Later on, his sons, because there was an invasion, his sons spread, they split. So his third son, who came to our lands, to where Bulgaria now is, and they say that in fact is our own territory, we didn't go to that place, we just returned to our place. He formed that new kingdom there. So when the third son came to this land, he found other tribes there. He found some Thracians, he found some Slavic tribes, and they formed this Bulgarian political union. So they formed this First Bulgarian Kingdom, or the New Bulgarian Kingdom. There were also different views, people saying that there were not so many Bulgarians going there, and the Slavic tribes, in fact, were in number more than Bulgarians and just few Thracians. But later they say that people who came, Bulgarians, usually they describe them like people on horses with shaved heads and only bunch of hair on back. So they describe these people that they were not just few, like 100 or whatever. They were much more, and what they said before that wasn't true. So I'm not trying to give you the whole picture or tell you, you know what, the facts are what we've been told, that the Bulgarian country is formed in 681, but soon that will be changed because they will prove that there was a Bulgarian country before that, longer before that. So the Bulgarian history about the beginning of the Bulgarian nation and country will change and will be revealed soon. I won't be surprised if there are people in other countries who have more information and know more about that than we in my country. We know about our own history. So if you know something, please feel free to post it down and we all can read and discuss maybe. In another video, I will continue about the Bulgarian Kingdom and what happened. The major points are the Bulgarian Kingdom, the formation of Bulgarian Kingdom, and you know my previous video about the Bulgarian language, the Slavic alphabet. So the kings, we had Boris and his son after that, Simeon, who in fact made that Bulgarian Kingdom really prosperous. And then we had another king who is Kaloyan, who is not really a king, who is not from a noble family, who they say is a man who watches swines, and he became a king. How did he manage to do that? I will say in another video, and go on like the First Bulgarian Kingdom from the formation till the Ottoman Empire. What happened during the Ottoman Empire? I will tell some legends that I remember, and some facts about that, and there are so many written evidence, like stories that are telling about that time. In fact, I think I'll make a separate video, because there is much information, and a person who fought for Bulgarian freedom. So yeah, I'll make 2 separate videos till Ottoman Empire and about Ottoman Empire, and then I'll continue what happened after that, after Ottoman Empire, until the communist reign. So it's a little bit history and politics. I don't really like politics, but I cannot skip it because it's part of the history and our life, whether we like it or not. I'm not sure if I have mentioned a fact, and I hope that someone will post a comment and say if that's true or not. But I read somewhere online, and I couldn't find it later. It says that Bulgarians, not the First Bulgarian Kingdom, but the Bulgarians before that. So there you go. We say that there was a kingdom before that first kingdom. So the Bulgarians attacked Chinese people, and they knew a lot about the eclipses, the solar eclipse and lunar eclipse, and they used the solar eclipse to attack the Chinese people who had no idea what was happening. And they told them that someone will make the sun disappear, because they knew there would be a solar eclipse. So they used that, and Chinese people were so afraid when they saw the sun disappearing. And that's how Bulgarians, I think they won the battle or whatever that was. The funny part though is, I don't know the reason why Chinese people really built the Chinese wall, and I hope you can post it, and I hope that's not silly, but it says that was the reason, which it's hard to believe. So people can say many things on YouTube, online. But there were comments I remember, and they were saying that in fact Bulgarians, we don't know our history, which I agree. We don't know about those times. We don't really know about our histories, and that is obviously one of the things to have communists. So yeah, I hope one by one all the facts that we don't know, that were hidden, that people tried to destroy, will start surfacing and coming like out of the dark, and we will know about that. Not that will change anything, but it's still important. It's still like, if you're looking up for your roots, your family, you kind of feel like grounded. You feel, you know what I mean. So why people should change it? It's a history, it's a fact. So why should they change it? Nothing will change. When I was a child, my teacher was saying all the time, my teacher, historian teacher, was saying that many people were afraid from Bulgaria, and that Bulgaria has a very strategic place, and that's why no one likes Bulgaria, and people try to make it disappear, make things happen. I don't know. Anyway, I'll make more videos, so we will have more material to talk about and to discuss. Keep following my videos and keep watching. That's all from me for now. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!